If you enjoy watching anime, even casually, the past year has been filled with so many heavy hitters that kept making a bigger splash than whatever came before. However, one pattern clearly emerged, which was that one studio made waves with each anime, each announcement, and every single video they released. Like the golden touch of Midas that turns everything into gold, Mappa's hot streak right now has them towering above the competition with so many banger anime in 1 year that you'd need to be living under a rock to have not even heard of a single one. Yet, with this blessing also came a curse. Despite dominating the entirety of the past year, they've also had their fair share of controversies. And these are ranging from their competitors complaining that they're hogging every manga adaptation, to their own animation team going on strike due to excessive workload. So without further ado, let's dive in and look back at how 2023 was the year of Mappa. Mappa was established in 2011 by the co-founder of Studio Madhouse at the ripe old age of 70. In case you're wondering where you've heard the name Madhouse before, they're the people responsible for One Punch Man, Perfect Blue, Frieren, and Hunter x Hunter to name a few. His vision for the studio was to have a more easygoing environment where the team could take up some passion projects, but given the current state of things, it doesn't seem like that actually panned out. The first time I ever noticed Mappa was while watching Attack on Titan Season 4 and realizing something felt a bit different. A quick Google search later, I found out that the production for the anime had apparently changed to some other studio, and lo and behold, this became my first exposure to Mappa. Initially, I was a bit disappointed by the change in art style. After all, I had grown so used to what which studio had been giving us. But soon enough, I learned about all the production issues and the intense timeline they had to deal with. This made accepting the slight dip in animation a lot easier, especially looking back at the turnaround time for the second season, which was 4 years. However, fast forward a month or two, and upon finishing the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, I had actually become a fan of the studio, especially after seeing the rest of their work. From collaborating on Terror in Resonance with Shinichiro Watanabe, the director behind Samurai Champloo and Cowboy Bebop, to co-producing Hajime no Ippo, one of the longest-running manga of all time, they were making some big money moves and blazing their way into the mainstream with nearly everything they release now having equal amounts of hype, critical acclaim, and praise. Yet, despite all these positive achievements, they've still had to struggle and contend against a lot of setbacks, only to overcome them and carve out their own special place in the industry. Chainsaw Man, banger. Vinland Saga, banger. Attack on Titan, banger. Campfire Cooking in Another World with my Absurd skill, not bad, not bad. Hell's Paradise, banger. Jujutsu Kaisen, bonafide, banger. Ending 2022 with one of the most hyped manga adaptations I've ever seen, Mappa started the year pretty damn strong. They followed up Chainsaw Man with Vinland Saga, one of the greatest seinen stories ever put from pen to paper. And similar to Attack on Titan, had actually been taken over from Wit Studio, yet again. Personally, I really enjoyed the character development and depth they showcased in Season 2, despite the lack of action, as I felt the narrative was thoroughly riveting. Vinland Saga was then followed up by the Absurd Cooking Isekai, which was also fun despite not being on the same level, but they made up for this pretty damn quickly because come April, they would release Hell's Paradise. This was the final third of the Dark Triad and would secure the future of their young studio by essentially monopolizing modern shonen anime, the most mainstream category of anime there is. This is where things really reached a whole new level because right as Hell's Paradise finished in July, Jujutsu Kaisen would once again return. This time we'd be given a look into the past of fan favorite Gojo, along with Geto and Toji, who quickly rose to the top as one of the biggest and baddest giga chads in anime. And to top it all off, this short but amazing first part of the season was accompanied by a banger of an opening and a banger of an ending that I had playing on repeat until the season resumed again, whereas usually I tend to just skip the sequence. And then we got the Shibuya arc, which is still ongoing, but it was like the cherry on top of everything so far. That is, until November rolled around, because after many setbacks and a confusing amount of parts, Mappa was at the helm of wrapping up a beloved franchise. 10 years after the release of its first episode came the long-awaited end to a generational masterpiece in the form of Attack on Titan. This was not only a gateway anime for many, but also a story that redefined expectations of what makes an anime good. While its story alone set the bar incredibly high, the animation and art accompanying it in the final 2 parts were also so phenomenal that my left eye was filled with tears of joy, while my right eye wept at the end of a series I had grown up with. From pristine visuals to a thrilling story to an absolutely amazing score, Mappa has provided us with a masterclass in anime by delivering a brilliant and bittersweet ending to one of the most anticipated series ever. Finally, let's discuss the secret sauce that enhanced the impact of everything they made. By this, I mean how they've aced the music and score of everything they produced. From the iconic openings and endings of Jujutsu Kaisen to the brilliant score of Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, and so many more. Every time Mappa has made an anime, the sonic identity of the series would be etched into my brain as something so unique that it just pulls you into the world and moment. And when combined with a brilliant story and phenomenal animation, the whole experience was so insanely immersive that I was just glued to the screen enjoying every single second of it. This brings me to the conclusion that 2023 has been largely dominated by Mappa. The near endless amount of amazing content released throughout has defined my experience of anime as a whole this year. Starting in December and still going strong with little to no downtime, the whole year has been something everyone would look back on fondly. However, this achievement has also come at a considerable cost. When 2023 started, no one could have guessed that the biggest anime fight of the year was going to be Mappa's staff versus their upper management. Having 4 massive series with massive fan bases brought the studio to quite literally the forefront of mainstream anime. But it also brought an equal amount of expectations and burden. Just look at their videos on YouTube. From trailers to openings to endings, they've all been so viral and successful that it's legit mind-blowing. This has led to complaints of excessive workload, ridiculous timelines, and underpaid employees, all of which have resulted in the studio being embroiled in a substantial amount of criticism, controversy, and even the occasional friendly fire. We don't need to look too deep for this either because of the recent drama surrounding their staff for Jujutsu Kaisen, which then caused practically the whole internet to just blow up around the controversy, with some complaining about the next episode not coming out while others speaking out in support of the staff. The best we can hope for is that they retain a similar quality from this year, if not the same quantity, but it needs to be acknowledged that all of this was on the backs of their staff. These are the same people who have enabled their 2023 to become the year of Mappa. However, without their workforce, the studio should be certain that 2024 would be a mere shadow of their success. With that, we've reached the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.